Hello and welcome back to another edition of Dukes on Twitch. Back with Green White Black Maverick. Wish you Damo Azul morning. Hope you're well. We went pretty well with this last league, so I'm pretty happy to run this back. We ran Green White actually the last time we played, so we did miss Zealous Persecution a lot. True Name Nemesis is a pretty big issue. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick. I wish I had a big night. But the stream must go on, so pretty happy to do that. So a little bit different with the black build. We of course have access to Thoughtseize, Zealous Persecution, and Assassin's Trophy, which is really cool. I'm trying out a main deck Abrupt Decay, just because I'm having a few issues sometimes with an early Delver. There's a few blue decks around, and of course Abrupt Decay is pretty awesome against any sort of threat they're trying to keep alive. GM Doth Jitesh, hello, welcome. Blessed Alliance is mainly for True Name Nemesis again, but with Zealous Persecution in the deck, I can probably actually change it for Path to Exile. It's kind of also for Reanimator decks, especially if they're bringing in Archetype of Endurance, where I can't actually target their creatures. It also works really well against any sort of equipment decks, because a lot of the time they're only attacking with one creature. And it gets around Mother of Runes as well, which is pretty sweet. So I might keep Blessed Alliance in the deck for now, although I could definitely see it being just a Path to Exile in Swords Plowshares 5 or 6, if you wanted to drop down on a trophy. Trophy's mainly there for Jace, that's the big one. But also just for just kind of a hit all. Wishy, thank you very much. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll hopefully see you soon, if not before your modern event, which is coming up. But I did also put the Knight of Autumn in the main deck. We were kind of missing that second piece of equipment hate, and also does something for Back to Basics. I've seen a lot of Back to Basics online recently, so it's nice to have a Knight of Autumn. And I think we've played D&T as well, most decks against in most leagues so far. So we'll see how that goes. But that's pretty much it. The Spice is the new Sigata. I've been a really big fan, although I believe it actually doesn't get... that's right. So it gives you and humans you control hexproof, but right now I believe it's bugged in MTGO, which I totally forgot about. So maybe I'll just play the other Sigata. I don't think I have a Titania. Yeah, so we'll play just the normal Sigata, which I believe we have. Yeah. Which kind of sucks. The other one's really fun to play with. Really good against sort of like Burn and Storm game 1. If you do get the chance to Green Suns for 5. But for now, I'm pretty happy with this list going forward. This Abrupt Decay is really a flex slot. I'm probably going to say that Knight of Autumn's also a flex spot. So and really Sigata. I think there's the sort of room for innovation in the deck. You could probably play a third piece of equipment. I've definitely seen people play Batterskull. I've definitely seen people play Sword of Light and Shadow as well in the main deck. But now I'm really just thinking if Sigata is better than Batterskull. There's also been a fair amount of Red Prison online where Batterskull is actually pretty good, especially against Goblin tokens that have to attack in. But it is so nice having not just a flyer, but also a high-end threat that's Green Sun Zenithable. I think we'll go with this. Batterskull is just so good against so many decks. I don't think it's needed in Maverick because you have the beatdown strategy of Knight already. System TV with your sub, thank you very much. 4 years, 4 months is definitely a long time, so that's very cool. So thank you very much. Yeah, so I don't think we need Batterskull, but it'd be fine to maybe find some space for it. Maybe it's the trope. Maybe the Alliance is a little bit I don't mind having it in the sideboard for the decks we want it against. There's a lot of miracles going around right now where Sword of Foreign Ice is just better. Don't worry, we'll get to 4 years. Thank you. So let's get straight into it. The split of 3 Wasteland and 1 Ghost Quarter is primarily due to Miracles Online, where they have a pretty Wasteland secure mana base, and with Ramunap Excavator you can of course try to Ghost Quarter them out, especially off white mana, which can be a viable strategy against miracles. But if you're getting to that stage, you're probably in a winning position anyway. So let's see how we go with this one. Gotta love those play points. Pretty cool to see the GP Niagara top 8 lists. Oh, this league ends on the 24th, okay. Yeah, the lists from Niagara were pretty sweet. There's 2 D&T lists, which is very cool as a D&T player at heart. I really like the Brightlings in the main deck. I think they're really good against Grixis and Miracles, which also made it to the top 8. A little bit better than Mirror Crusader that you can actually dodge removal on the play, which is really nice. And the sand's actually pretty fine. So we have a turn 1 Mana Dork, a turn 2 Thalia, or turn 2 Knight. So I'm pretty happy with this Verdant just to get a basic Forest. I could get a Bayou if I wanted all 3 colors online, but with Birds of Paradise I don't really care. I'm pretty happy to play around Blood Moon or Back to Basics early on. I have no idea what my opponent's on. But yeah, this hand's sweet. It's got some really good beatdown. It's got Thalia for the combo or fast decks. And it has mana acceleration, which is pretty sweet. It also has some sort of interaction. D&T lost in the final to Blue-White Blade. I didn't know it was over already. That's kind of rough. It's an interesting matchup, actually. I think Blue-White Blade can be pretty devastating, especially any True Nemesis deck against D&T that can run equipment as well is pretty backbreaking. I believe they would have probably been running their own Palace Jailer as well, which is pretty good, especially when you can keep a True Name at bay to keep it to keep the crown. But D&T does have some flyers, so that's always an option as well. Let's just go for a forest here. So one thing I love about Maverick is that you keep a lot of 7s because the deck's just so consistent. The only reason I might not want to play a Knight next turn is if they're a red deck, they might want to bolt the Knight, which of course I can play around by maybe waiting for another fetch land to play the Knight. So if they do play a red mana, maybe it's just a Thalia play. But I assume if they're a bolt deck, they're probably going to bolt the bird here. I just hope they're not like a turn 1 deck. I enjoyed that mono red Sneak was playing some dinosaurs. Ah, what dinosaurs? Urborg, interesting. Mox Diamond, okay, this looks to be fast steps. Or slow depths. I guess it really depends how you put it. Him to Turak, okay. So I kind of hope they take Knight and possibly Plains, keeping the Ghost Quarter and a Knight. They take Knight and Plains, okay, that's pretty good. So here I'm pretty happy to play out this Knight of the Reliquary. I can't go for Mother Runes because I need 2 white to play both Thalia and Mum, so... let's play Knight. This also turns on Karakas, which is really nice. Sylvan Library's fine. Knight of Autumn's actually a great draw there. So I'm pretty happy here to play Knight. Probably hit their library. I could go after their mana by wastelanding here as well, but I think library is going to be really good. The only issue here is that if I Knight and Wasteland them, I don't have another mana to follow up. I don't have another forest to actually get. But I don't think that really matters. I think I'm probably in a winning position here if I Urborg them. They're on 1 card, so... I mean, in a case where I knew they had the second Urborg in hand, there's no point wastelanding there, but... Mage is pretty good. Means we can't attack with the Knight of Autumn yet, but I think that's fine. Noble Hierarch's interesting. I think I'd rather play the Mum, so that next turn if they get like Dark Depths online, we can have Mum and Bird online, which is pretty good because we can just give Bird pro black for a lot of the time. I think this attack also gives away that I don't have another land in hand, most likely. Interesting, not even going to combat. Bayou is actually a great draw. So let's play Noble and attack first. I probably don't want to tap out for Thalia here because I want to keep up birds for something like crop rotation into Dark Depths, although we do have Ghost Quarter up. But of course if we tap out for Thalia, that also turns that off. I think he would swing for 7 and the next turn maybe even get through for 7. Thoughtseize, okay. Maybe just trying to get the additional information before they concede. You never know though. TJ Fate, thank you very much for coming in. I'm on mobile data, so I will have to go immediately, just dropping by to give you those 505s. Thank you very much. It's really nice. Hope you enjoy your Monday off. It's always pretty nice to have a long weekend here in Australia. Interesting. I think here, I think we just give pro and swing through. Pro black. I mean, they might have like Mazavith in the deck, I guess, but it doesn't really matter. It gets to untap the Knight, which we get to use again, which is pretty nice. Yeah, they're just going to lose. Okay, so we get game 1, which is really nice. This is quite an interesting matchup. So I'm not a fan of... Oh, it's Monday there already? Hi from the past. Captain Harris, thank you very much. So let's take out Gaddock Teeg. Pretty rough. Prelate's okay, but a lot of the stuff we're bringing in, like Assassin's Trophy, Sword Plowshares, is really good. There's nothing that we really want to name. Glacier6, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. What you play in Legacy. Batterskull is not the worst because it can get you above the 20 life. But I think here we're just bringing in probably just 2 Assassin's Trophy. Could bring in the Surgicals, which don't seem too bad. I don't think Thoughtseize is worth it. Jitte is still relevant because we can kill off things like Bob, hopefully. All of these seem great. Sort of Fire and Ice, not so much, but it is still a equipment that could get through and potentially kill a threat. It also draws you cards, which is really nice. So we take out these 2. Maybe we're gonna take out the Surgicals until we see. I think the matchup's still pretty good for us. So bringing in the trophies, just that like extra bit of hate, is pretty nice. So I think maybe we just go with this, and just see what we see in game 2. And if it does go to a game 3, we can definitely look back at our sideboard and see if we do need something like Thoughtseize or Surgical on the play. California and Dead Guy Ale, we're thinking of splashing red for Marcella. Yeah, Marcella seems sweet. There's definitely a lot of full color decks that play it online. This hand's fine. We have a turn 1 Mum, turn 2 Scryb Ranger, which is pretty good against the combo. They probably brought in Rite of Consumption, so we do have to get above 20 life pretty fast, and we have Knight of Autumn to do that. We could also even double fetch and still go above 20, which is kind of nice. A Verdant Pass is pretty good for us. Another Windswept Heath, so let's crack this for a... I could get a Scrubland here, so it turns on Abrupt Decay next turn. Which I don't mind. If they want to Wasteland us next turn, that's really fine with us. Having something like another Reliquary in the deck is really good, because if they do start Wastelanding us, over time, Night just gets better and better. Also with Ramunap in the deck, we can just get back from it pretty easily. Him's pretty rough. So I don't want them to, I want them to take probably two Windswept Heath. Okay, that's not too bad either. We still have Abrupt Decay up and Knight of Autumn as well to finish them off, which is nice. Now the Reliquary is pretty good. I'm pretty happy to just play the Plains and pass turn. Hold up Abrupt Decay. Thoughtseize is pretty good. Abrupt Decay's interaction here, but none of the Reliquary is going to be so good. It's going to be a 6/6 next turn. Yeah, they take the Knight. Okay. Safekeeper's fine. I could try to decay it right now, but I'm not too scared of it. However, a decay does put them back a land, which also means they can't Crop Rotate it right now. Oh, sorry, that wouldn't matter. It does put them back a land just in case they have the combo in hand. Might just get a Bayou here and see if this decay resolves. Wow, okay, that's going to trade. That's kind of nice for us. It's nice to know that it's just out of the way. Ghost Quarter. I could play Ghost Quarter and just keep it up. Maybe they didn't sack a land because they have Dark Depths in hand and they know next turn they can just go off because they know we don't have anything. But now we have Ghost Quarter, so pretty happy to play that and just pass turn. I could also Ghost Quarter the stage here. I don't think there's a reason not to wait. What's the Scryb Ranger for? Really just for value. You can untap it kind of plays the role of Umezawa in this deck. You can untap a Knight, you can untap a Mother Runes twice. It's great against Delver being pro blue. It's also great against Pteramander, which is nice. Engineered Plague. That's pretty good. It's just nice to have a flyer in the deck as well that's quite low cost. Luckily our Knight of the Autumn is not a human. Thalia, okay. Savannah. Gotta make it green. I think I'll definitely hit the Thespian stage now, because next turn if they play a Dark Depths, they can Wasteland our Ghost Quarter to make us respond by hitting the Thespian stage, to which they could just go for it. They do have up Bayou, so they could have a crop rotation here, but if I let them untap, they can use stage to copy their basic Swamp. Oh, that doesn't matter because it's a Ghost Quarter, not a Wasteland. I think here we'll just go to the... No, because then we can actually... If they have crop rotation and we let them go to their turn, they can just crop rotation for Dark Depths and combo off there, so I think we have to hit the stage now. Which is pretty rough, but that is just how we're playing right now. The Sim to Turax have been really good, both games. Even though the first one hit Forest Scryb Ranger, it still definitely turned off a lot of stuff. X-Mage is fine. See, that last card in hand could be crop rotation. Swords is a great draw, and Swords might be a reason not to play the Thalia here. If we play Thalia and they just crop rotate, then we have nothing. So maybe I'll just pass turn here. Him is your life. Yeah, him's pretty good. Going to combat, hey? No blocks. There's no great blocks here. Interesting, just passing. Savannah's actually a great draw for us. It's annoying because still, even if they have crop rotation now, if we play Thalia here, and in response they Wasteland one of our open sources, it means then they can crop rotate around Swords to Plowshares. But it's really up to my opponent knowing that line, so I think here we'll just play Thalia and see if we can start getting some more damage through. They've gone to their end step, so they mustn't have it. Or maybe they do. Abrupt Decay, okay. That's fine. There's one piece of the puzzle. Another swords is interesting. I think if we're going to swords this Hexmage, we're going to do it in their upkeep so that if they do have a crop rotation, the Merit Large doesn't have haste. So yeah, here I'm pretty happy to try to get the swords away. They only have one card in hand. Another Hexmage is pretty good. Green Suns, okay. Green Suns here can get Knight of the Reliquary, which is pretty good, but it does tap us out. We could also get Ramunap Excavator and then play a land. I don't mind Excavator here because it allows us to play a land for Swords to Plowshares, and also is a 2/3, which is great against this Hexmage. Episode 25, welcome. We're currently up a game against Black Green Depths. So let's get Ramunap here. We can then play a Windswept Heath, which plays around... So we can get a Windswept Heath, which plays around Wasteland. We can also get a Ghost Quarter, which can interact with the combo. And we can also Ghost Quarter our own land to get our basic planes. So I don't mind getting Ghost Quarter here. And then just passing turn. We can't attack, of course, because the Hexmage has first strike. Waiting for my opponent. One card in hand, interesting. If you waste Ghost Quarter now, he can respond with crop rotation if we respond with Ghost Quarter. Yeah, that's fair enough. The Ghost Quarter here is really probably for us if they go to Assassin's Trophy. We can't do anything there, that's going to be fine. We'll go and get a basic planes here. So if they do Wasteland us on the Ghost Quarter, I mean, now we could hit the stage if we really wanted to, but I'm pretty happy leaving this here for now. They're also at 0 cards, so perhaps I can play... I think the big feel bad here is swordsing now with no cards in hand, and then they draw a Bob. So I'm pretty happy to leave it. What you got? What you got? Interesting, going to attacks. I guess they do have the advantage here. Ooh, there it is. So if they Hex Mage, we can only respond with Ghost Quarter, which they can then respond with Thespian Stage. So I think we really want them to stage first. We can then Swords the Vampire Hex Mage, and then if they respond by taking the counters of Dark Depths, we can then Ghost Quarter it. So hopefully they go for stage first. Maybe here we just go for the Thespian Stage. Although that means they can just copy a Swamp or a Forest. I think we'll target the Dark Depths just to see if they'll actually go for it. We also have the out of Karakas, so I don't want to Swords yet. That's gonna be fine. Of course. It's not like Wasteland. That is very correct. All right, what do we draw? Qasali, interesting. So we definitely Swords this. Now we can play Qasali and attacking for 3. Bob's pretty good, especially at 32 life. Oh, Jitte's pretty good. Jitte's really good. I'm going to equip to the Knight. And then just attack in with 1 creature. So the Hex Mage can interact with Umezawa's Jitte, but not in a way that they really want to right now. How often do you find Mother of Runes as a dead draw in general? It's definitely better as a turn 1 play or turn 2 play, but it's still nice to have an out in the deck where there might be a stalemate. Against True Name Nemesis decks, you usually get in a bit of a stalemate where you can't attack through it. So having something like Mum there is good. So lucky! Why not Pridemage? They could trade off Knight for Bob the other way. Yeah, they could definitely trade here, which is fine for me. I can definitely see why you would attack with a Qasali as well, because then of course it doesn't get hit. I think here we definitely just straight away try to kill this. They'll most likely sack it targeting the Jitte, which we can then just gain 2 life. But yeah, I think definitely giving them the ability to even trade there is pretty bad. Catacombs is fine because it allows us to go and get Dryad Arbor later on if we need it. I was just thinking of the case where if we blow up Qasali Pridemage, we have to use another 2 mana to equip. But that's really irrelevant with so many lands in play. So yeah, back then I would have definitely played. It's a punt, there we go. Happy to play the Hierarch first. Get that exalted. stage. Let's go Welch Wolf. Let's just pass here. I could get Dryad Arbor, but I'm going to keep it in the deck for now. Another Hierarch's not the worst. 3, 4, 5. Getting pretty close to a 3-turn clock. I think I'm pretty happy just to use these counters to get above 20 life. I don't believe they play Corrosion Grip, but... Decay on legit. Okay, so we're gonna gain 2 life. Gonna gain 2 life. So we have a 4-turn clock, which isn't too bad. I think we'll keep the Catacombs in hand just as unknown information right now. There's Dark Depths. I think they make the token right now. Yeah. Plays around Wasteland. Alright, what do we draw? Mum. I guess that gives us a turn. Alright, we'll pass back. Can't really attack. Going down to 3. I wonder if they play Rudder Consumption. Last Hope. That's pretty good. We can kill it next turn with Pridemage. We really have to draw well here. What do we draw? Oh, Wasteland. That's not going to do it. There's nothing that we can do right now. I think that's just going to be game. I think we just save time here. We're at 9 minutes on the clock. Do I want to change anything? I could bring in Surgical if I really wanted it. I don't mind dropping... Even Zealous isn't the worst. It does get rid of... Like a 1-for-1 with Hex Mage or Dark Confidant is relevant. I can probably even go down on something like a Verdant. Or a Windswept, sorry. Maybe a Verdant, yeah. Because Windswept can get both basics. I think I'm happy with this. Is Thalia that great? Maybe Thalia's can come out for Thought Seizers. If we're bringing in Thoughtseizers, then Zealous seems pretty good. Maybe I can take out... Maybe go down on a Mum. Because I do play things like Engineered Plague. And maybe even down on a Stoneforge Mystic. It doesn't seem that great in this matchup. Let's just try this out. Love to play first. This hand is a 1-lander. It's not the worst, but we are relying on a second land pretty hard, pretty fast. So I think I'm pretty happy to mulligan this with the new rulings. This hand is still a 1-lander as well. We get to put back the Tireless Tracker. We'd have to go Savannah into Scooze. I think we'll try it. We'll keep it. We'll put back the Tracker for now. Play Verdant. We'll go and get Savannah. And play Mum. Opponents kept 7. So Screws is not really turn 2 play here. Decay's removal and Knight's probably the bigger threat later on. So it'll be interesting to see what they take. Most likely the Decay, because they most likely have something like a Dark Confidant or Hexmage that they want to play. Hexmage actually pretty relevant against Screws. I guess you could kill a Screws by blocking it with Hexmage, dealing first strike of 2 damage, and then targeting it to removal counters. You'd trade, but at least you'd trade. Taking Knight, okay. Another Mum. I think here we still just play this Screws. Next turn we can even grow it if we want. Even just like a Hymn to Tokyo would be pretty devastating. Putting us down to 0 cards, yeah. Forest isn't the worst. So here we could even swing for 4 and Wasteland them. But I'm not sure if I want to keep this Wasteland around for something like the combo. It does put them back pretty far. I think I'm happy to be pretty aggressive. I mean, they could just have another Urborg, but at least this applies some pressure. It puts them back a land. Dread of Night? Okay. Can't really do much there. Jitte. I think playing Jitte here is fine and probably a little bit better than making this a 5-5. It doesn't really matter for right now. A 4-4 is fine. Jukabog. Okay. I guess here we might as well equip. They most likely have a removal spell, but there's no point not attacking. Oh wow, okay. That's kind of cool. I think we hold the Scrubland. They have removal? Maybe a crop rotation, okay. Ina subscribed again, 6 months. A huge thank you. That is really cool. Thank you very much. I've been here forever, will stay forever. Okay, that's pretty good. I did promise a perk for top tier subscription. I swear I have an emoji for it, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I need to do a custom emoji just for you. You are more than welcome to call in a favor. Alright, what do we draw? Karakas? Wasteland. No! I think we play Scrubland pass. Can they attack? If they attack, they obviously have something. Ah! Him! That's gonna be fine. I don't think they can attack. I think we get another draw out of this. Whew. They're down on the clock as well. Oh, no attack. No attack. Zealous. Zealous doesn't do anything. Ah. Just gonna pass. You gotta believe. I wonder if they brought in like Diabolic Edict. They probably did. So even a fetch land wouldn't be the worst for Dryad Arbor. Oh, Dryad Arbor would be lethal. We could swing with both threats and then Zealous. If we had the mana for equip and cast Zealous. Ooh. I'm getting sweaty. I'm getting sweaty. This is what Magic's all about. They're definitely deep in the tank. They have 3 cards in hand. They're attacking? I guess we gotta take it. Another Dark Depths. Crop rotation. Floating a black to play another one. Yeah, Pseudo Vigilance is pretty good. Vigilant Lanty? LHs? I don't even look. I don't even want to look at my draw. Alright, what do we draw? Noble. Yeah, it's just game. There's no way out of this. Pretty bad feels, but that was a pretty good game. That was actually a really nice game. So, congrats to my opponent. I had a lot of good draws. I mean, both of us did. I mean, they could have drawn into Assassin's Trophy, Abrupt Decay. Always look on the bright side, for sure. But pretty good for 5. Pretty good to show some resilience there. On the play again, which is nice. This hand's more than a keep. I actually love this hand. We're going to take a little snip. Little snippy snap. Just going to call it hand. Let's keep this. See, here we can go Mum or Hierarch, but I really like Hierarch because we have a 3-drop in hand, and next turn we could even go Mum into Thalia if it was relevant. So maybe against something like Death and Taxes, we might want to get the Mum online straight away. Island Ponder, okay. So this Thalia is going to come down and be Daze Proof, which is nice, and then we can even fetch for something like a Savannah and play this Mum. So I think he will play this land. We'll cast Thalia. And now we'll fetch and display Mum. Can't be countered because we have Thalia out, which is nice. Wit's End, you're more than correct. Magic is a game, and you should enjoy it even when you're losing. Ah, miracles, okay. Yuck. So Tireless Tracker is actually really nice. We'll definitely play a knight next turn if we don't draw a fetch land. We draw a swords, okay. So pretty happy to play a knight. Play a force, okay. That's gonna be fine. Getting a snap isn't the worst. To be fair, this could also be Blue-White Stoneblade so far. We haven't seen anything that would distinguish the two, other than predict. So there we go. Would a spell pierce for creatures be too absurd? Is that just too good? Counter target creature spell unless they pay 2 for 1 blue? Sword. I think here we still just try to play the second knight. Another force. Wow, back to basics. Okay. So they need another card. Jitte. I think here I'm happy just playing this sword and seeing if it gets counterspelled. If not, it does give us a play the following couple of turns to actually start attacking with the Noble Hierarch if we don't draw a land for the Tireless Tracker. I think even if we draw a land here, I'm pretty happy to equip sword and attack. Yuck. I don't think Spell Pierce for creatures is too good, but I can see WotC even putting the effect in standard. They love when people tap out for creatures. Yeah. Terminus is pretty rough. Jace is pretty good. This is why the matchup is pretty rough. Terminus into Jace a lot of the time is just game. We do have Tracker, so a fetch land off the top would be really nice. But they're up to 4 cards, so we'll see how long that sticks around for. Okay, Thalia is not the worst. It doesn't play around spell snare, but that is fine. I'd love to start hitting my land drops a little bit better. Another Terminus is pretty rough. I'll let them cast it first, so it costs 2. And now we can return Thalia. Something like back to basics, so here would just be game. Yeah. I think we just save time and concede there. We're just not hitting our land drops where we could have gone and got basics a little bit earlier. What do we like taking out? I like taking out the swords. Taking out 1 Mana Dork. Taking out Ramunap isn't the greatest here. Cradle also isn't great. I really like Thoughtseize, and I really like Assassin's Trophy. Chokes as well are really nice. I could bring in Surgical if I really wanted to. I haven't in the past, but I'm pretty keen to try it out here and see how it goes. I might even drop down on a Knight or 2. Knight's not the greatest in the game. It's a great beater, but we also have some pretty good beaters in the sort of other cards that we have in the deck. I think Mother of Runes is fine. I see a lot of people taking up Mother of Runes as a Maverick player against Maverick, but Mum into Teeg or Mum holding up Prelate is just so good. I don't think it's worth dropping that sort of percentage point for having extra cards, for having the extra protection. So yeah, I might even drop down on the, like just going to 2 nights and having the Green Suns package as my night source. Would love to play first. This hand's fine, so we'll keep it. We can go Forest into Thalia and then hold up the Verdant for a black source before Abrupt Decay. I really want to see like a land Ponder. Actually, Plains isn't bad either because they can't, of course, interact with this Thalia on turn 1. Scrubland. Is your list posted anywhere? Yeah, sure. So you can actually see it on screen. So quickly I'll bring this over. If you hold open this tab, the Cardboard Live functionality, you can actually pull out the card list and have a look at my list, which is pretty sweet. No swords. Okay. Mum's pretty fine. I think here I'm happy to play Scrubland. Attack first. Play Mum. I don't really want to go wider than 2 creatures against a deck that plays Terminus and Supreme Verdict, but Mum and Thalia is just a little bit too hard to pass up. End-step fetch, interesting. Still nothing, okay. I'd love to draw like Gaddock Teeg here, or even Green Suns for Gaddock Teeg. Wasteland's okay. If we play the Wasteland, we can waste them in response to a Brainstorm so they can't get the shuffle effect. Which is probably Wasteland's main... what's the word? Like, task in this matchup? I'm having a mind blank. They're gonna fetch first, okay. So the Wasteland doesn't do anything. Arid Mesa, fine. Surgical's interesting. Function? There we go, thank you. Main function. Grid GM, always there. Let's attack first. Now I could play Sagada, but I'm pretty happy to actually keep it back for now. A Terminus for both of these is pretty rough already. They're kind of just taking it all. Council's Judgment. That's going to be fine. I'm going to vote for Mum. Interesting. We'll vote for Mum. Stoneforge. We'll attack first. Maybe here I actually don't mind playing Sagada. I mean, it's a great clock. And they probably got rid of the Mum because they have targeted removal for the Thalia. They don't have something like Supreme Verdict or Supreme Verdict or Terminus. They're gonna fetch for a Plains, that's interesting. And now they're gonna force? Okay. What do they pitch? Force pitching force, okay. Swords is fine. I don't mind just getting Dryad Arbor here. Green Suns. I don't have a great target as of yet, so I'm pretty happy to play Stoneforge. Get Sword. I could attack here, or I can still Green Suns for 2 next turn. For Gaddock Teeg. So I don't mind Green Suns for 2 here, and then hold up Surgical. Ah, that has had the swords in hand. That's rough. I could have definitely Surgicaled it beforehand. I was kind of playing around Snapcaster Mage into swords. I mean, this could just be like a hardcast Terminus. Yeah. Pretty rough. At least Verdant can go and get Dryad Arbor again, which is nice with this sword, so that's not too bad. I think here I'm happy to actually just hit their swords and see what's in their hand. Disenchant, Predict. Yuck. Yeah, fetch land is nice. Ponder's pretty nice for them. They can't really play a Jace unless they have another land as well, because they want to keep up swords pretty much. Oh, it looks like they're just keeping up 1 white. Oh, are we going to snag it here? I think we are. There's Green Suns. So I think we'll go... I definitely want to kill the Jace here. I don't want to attack them and draw a card. I don't get to draw a card if I attack the Jace, but that's more than fine here. Attack Jace for 3. I'll keep the Green Suns in hand. If I draw a fetch land, I might even go for Tireless Tracker. Oh, they were at 6? I should have looked at their life total as well. Ah, I should have looked at their life total, because then we just had lethal with Green Suns going for an exalted creature. That's rough. That's really rough. I did not know that was so low. We definitely attack first. Disenchant's fine. Now I'm pretty happy to Green Suns for 3 and get Tireless Tracker and play a land. That's really rough. Missing lethal's never a great, never great. Ah, really? Haha, okay. That's rough. Gonna be hitting myself after that one. Always look at their life total. It's just because I'm never used to it with miracles. We definitely draw a card here. Choke isn't the worst. Might play choke first. Then play a Hierarch. Yeah, that's really rough. Snap into Disenchant, most likely. Pretty good. Thoughtseize most likely. There's nothing here. Guess we'll take a Brainstorm. Yeah, that's going to be a concession. That's rough, especially after missing lethal. But that is Magic. Always look at every element of the game before you make any game actions. I can't believe I missed it. Ah! When they play Jace, I just had my eye on Jace so much. I guess Tunnel Vision is the issue there. But we can still go 3-2. So we've definitely had a few rough starts. But there's always an out. There's always an out. Yeah, Thalia did do a lot more damage than expected. Ah, rough. I can't. Ah, I'm killing myself. It's just something you wouldn't do either in like real life. You'd have both like your life totals written down and... Anyway, moving on. We'll move on. So yeah, Miracles is really tough. Unless you have a really good start of, say, Thoughtseize into Thalia with some added lingo. Crazy Dingo 38, thank you very much for the follow. Are you Australian? A dingo is, of course, a native Australian animal, so I'm going to assume you're from Australia. Which is very cool. Welcome to the stream. You're not? Where are you from? What do you play in Legacy? You live in Texas? You're in the Maverick Discord. Oh, very cool. Yeah, the Maverick Discord is very sweet. Big fan of it. What's it like in Texas? What's your local meta like? Do you have like a weekly event, monthly event? Ah, very cool. Thanks for coming in. 2 to 5 a.m. your time. Ah, that's rough. Yeah. I do upload my videos to YouTube, so anyone that wants to check me out on YouTube, you can definitely get that link below in my bio, I believe. One Miracles, one Grixis control, and random decks after that. Interesting. Yeah, Miracles can be pretty tough. Grixis as well. Any hard control deck, where they can really just 1-for-1 you out of the game, and then play something like Jace or Liliana Last Hope, it's pretty rough for sure. Michael R. I don't know why, but I feel like he's playing Death and Taxes, which his hand isn't the greatest against, but it's a decent hand already. It's a turn 2 Knight with a pretty early Sigarda if we go Nobles, so you know what, we'll keep it, we'll see how we go. Kind of hope it isn't D&T. Okay, it's Volk. That's not too bad. Delver's pretty rough. Karakas. I think we'll fetch first. We don't know if our opponent plays Stifle, so I'm pretty happy to fetch there. Just for a forest and play a Hierarch. This also means that if we draw a fetch land next turn, we can play a 4/4 Knight, which is out of bolt range. Light up the stage. Okay, so this looks to be blue-red Delver. Gomag and Lightning Bolt. Okay, Grixis Delver. I'm going to assume that it's Bolt the Hierarch here. That's what they do. Ramunap. I don't really want to play into Fork Bolt, so I'm pretty happy here to probably play Karakas. That is my only white source though, so maybe I might just go Bayou into Noble. I don't really want to play into Daze, so next turn I might even just play a land, play Knight, even if it's only a 3/3. I missed lethal. I can't believe it. Delta's pretty nice because you can fetch for 7 mana into Gomag. Can even ponder again into Gomag. Pretty good. Not gonna lie. If I could get Ramunap down next turn and then play Dryad Arbor, we do have a blocker for the Gomag for a while. But it does mean that we aren't playing around Daze. Which maybe it's a case of just playing into it and making them have it. I didn't realize there's a face behind the Ponder until like a few years ago. But I played around with Ponder way before then, which is pretty cool. I think it's an elf. It kind of looks like an elf. Can we get the artwork? No blocks. Probably just getting Underground Sea into Gomag, yeah. Library's not great. I think we just have to go for Dryad Arbor and then hopefully this Ramunap sticks. Might as well play it out. We have the time for sure. I'm going to block the Gomag here because it makes the Knight a 4/4, which is kind of nice. Might even make it a 5/5 if we can fetch. This isn't looking great, especially on the draw. Delver can be really tough, especially if they start with a flip Delver. We have Scryb Ranger, that's about it. We do have Swords to Plowshares in the deck, of course, but this will probably just get dazed, and then we just bolt it out. Alright. So sideboard, I really like Choke, and I really like Assassin's Trophy. Zealous seems okay if they're playing True Name. I'm not too sure if they are. If they're playing Young Pyromancer as well, it seems really good. Goblin Lackey 1, welcome to the stream. We are currently doing pretty bad. We lost to Green Black Depths and lost to Miracles, and now we're down a game against Grixis Delver. Pretty happy to take out Gaddock Teeg, Qasali. Tracker seems okay, but I think it's going to get bolted out before we make use of it. Can probably go down on a Ghost Quarter, down to 21 lands. Yeah, Batterskull does seem better than Sigarda, but it is just nice having a blocker in the air. Which doesn't sound like much. We only have... I guess if we're bringing in so much removal for Delver, we don't really care about it. I'd love to even just keep... Sylvan Library might even be a little bit too slow. They're pretty aggressive, and I don't know if I'd be able to use it that much. Screw seems fine. Mum seemed fine. What do I name with Prelate? 1? I guess it stops our swords. I could take Knight of Autumn out especially because I have the decays and the trophies. It was mainly just in case they start into like Bitter Blossom to go a bit longer, which I think all these cards work with really well. So, Goblin Lucky, you were correct. Let's go with this. I would love to play first. This hand's fine. We got a turn 1 Noble into a turn 2 Knight, although because it's not a relatively big creature, I'd rather just go turn 1 Noble into hopefully Wasteland and Swords at Delver. That'd be pretty sweet. Goblin Lucky 1, how are you going with the new Mulligan rule with goblins? I'm assuming finding like a Vial or finding Lucky pretty early is pretty good. Wow, they're going to force that. Wonder if they're going to like Wasteland us. No? Okay. It's really aggressive. So here we get to go Scrubland, Swords, Noble, Daze is fine. Yeah, that's fair. I just thought they might have had, like, they have enough removal in the deck that they could have just drawn into something like Bolt. Windswept. So at least Windswept here means I can play the Knight as a 3/3 to play around Fork Bolt, but it still doesn't play around Daze or just Lightning Bolt. No flip. You played 3 leagues, 2-3, 3-2, 4-1. We'll note the 2-3 was because I played against Omnisneak 3 times in a row. Yeah, Omnisneak's pretty good. I guess that Crater Maker gives you a little bit of a boost, but probably not much. And that's really only if they go for the Emrakul line. Yeah, that's definitely true. Goblins actually has probably a higher... oh, no Bolt. I think we definitely Wasteland here. Even if they're on Stifle. Brainstorm's fine. A much higher curve, sorry, than most fair decks. Lieutenant Dane, thank you very much for the follow. Play Mum. I can attack here. I'm pretty happy to attack. Lieutenant Dane, let me know where you're from. What you play in Legacy? No flip. Wasteland's not the greatest. I wonder if I trade here. I'm pretty happy to trade here. If anything, we're going to die to a flyer, so... pretty happy to keep that back. Screws. Play Screws. Eat Delver. I could also make this a 5/5 right now, which I'm pretty happy to do. I think we'll sack this Savannah. Probably get Cradle. And now we can just eat Noble. Makes this a 4/4. Yeah, we'll eat another creature. Make it a 5/5. And then just pass. I mean, this means that we can attack with both creatures through a True Name Nemesis. If that comes down next turn, we're not too worried about it, which is nice. Yeah, just didn't draw into the mana they needed, I guess. I wouldn't change anything, I don't believe. I'm pretty happy with how that went, so let's just run it back. Adrian, good morning. Hope you're feeling better than I am. I'll be seeing you tonight at Good Games Upper Meccavat. Might update this score, even though it's not looking pretty. Good GM, you're correct. This hand's sweet. We're gonna keep this. I'd love to see a Ponder here. Delver it is. So I kind of want this fetch land for a black source. So I think I might just go Savannah into Noble Hierarch. Days would be pretty rough, but I'm gonna force a pitching True Name, okay. No flip. Light up the stage. Underground Sea, Brainstorm. Okay, not too bad. We can now get this Abrupt Decay online, which is nice. I kind of like Abrupt Decay more than Swords here. I don't believe they're a Stifle deck, but we might as well try to play around it a little bit. I think here we'll just go for a Scrubland. I could have also allowed the Brainstorm to resolve and then fetched, because this does give them some information about how they should brainstorm, especially now that they don't have a threat on board. This looks like Gomag, yeah. Okay. Love to draw into a land. Probably just Swords here over Trophy. feel like we're going to get Wastelanded out. Which isn't a great feeling when you're on the Wasteland deck. Oh, no land for them, okay. Yikes. True name, okay. Cradle, that's just a concession. That's pretty rough. We're going to get Wastelanded there and then not really get allowed back into the game. So it's an 0-3 so far. Pretty bad. That's one thing about splashing black. You do get caught up in fetching for black mana where you could go for basics in green-white, which definitely is the advantage of green-white and the consistency you get with the mana base. You also get to play more basics generally. Usually like 3 forest and 2 plains. Yeah, there looks to be like a good crowd from Brisbane coming down for Masters. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quickly. I'll be right back. All right. There we go. You can't bail now. Yeah, no, Vintage Masters, sorry, Melbourne Masters should be sweet. Not sure if I'll play in the Vintage, but I'll definitely be playing in the Legacy and Highlander. The prize support seems sweet as well, which, of course, is sponsored by MTG Mate, like I am. So if you are after any cards for Legacy or Magic in general, definitely check out mtgmate.com.au. It is currently just Australian based, but you can get 5% off singles by using the code Dukes, which is very cool. Nick's helped me out from the start. He's been a sponsor for a long time now, which is awesome. I know I get all my singles from him. And then, of course, for online cards, I get my singles from Card Hoarder, because they are kind enough to loan me a loan account to play what I want. So you can also check out Card Hoarder. I do have a referral code below, so if you want to help the channel, you can, of course, help that as well. Nick Chimmy, welcome to the chat. There he is. But yeah. That is my splurge. Still waiting for a game. I wonder what time it is in America right now. 9:45. Okay, not too bad. Seems like a night kind of time. A night. Of course, it's a night kind of time. I was gonna say it's a kind of nice time to play Magic. All right, there's a match. Can we get a win? I know I'd love it. F-Gator 5220. Interesting. No idea what my opponent is playing. If they're playing if they're playing something like Eldrazi, this hand is pretty fine. But otherwise, this hand is pretty lackluster. I think we can mull to a better hand. This is definitely it. We'll keep this. We'll put a Verdant to the bottom. I was going to say, please don't go turn 1 Blood Moon. That would suck. So I think because of the mountain start, we have a basic forest already. So maybe I just want to go Windswept Heath pass. This means that if they go Blood Moon, we can get a Plains, and if they go Goblin Rabblemaster or another creature, we can go Swords to Plowshares. City of Traders. What you got? Magus. Alright, we'll fetch a response. We'll get a Plains. Let's get a Resolve. I think he would just Swords. Straight up. I'm pretty happy here to fetch for a forest and just Green Suns for 1. Probably for a Hierarch. We could get a Birds of Paradise because we do have Abrupt Decay in the main deck as a one-of. And currently we can't cast that. But I kind of like Hierarch a little bit more. Why do I like Hierarch a little bit more? I don't know if I do. Maybe I actually like Birds, because Abrupt Decay is a pretty good card against Mono Red Prison. It can deal with Chalice, it can deal with both sets of Goblins, Magus, Blood Moon, Blood Sun. So maybe just because we could draw into... Abrupt Decay, it's worth getting the Birds of Paradise. The BOP. I feel like there's a rap song for that. Our opponent is having a little bit of a ponder, even though they're not playing blue. That was my magic joke for this morning. So yeah, let's go for Birds of Paradise. Because we do have, yeah, 1 Abrupt Decay, so it's worth getting Birds. B-? What is this? Magus is fine. Oh, Tracker is actually pretty good. I think here I'm pretty happy just to play Tracker and then play a land. Although something like Fiery Confluence here would be pretty annoying. So, they get to deal 2 damage to all our creatures and blow up a clue with its ability. Rabblemaster Post. Why not play that first? Interesting. Oh, Swords is pretty nice. So we'll definitely play a land. Boom. I think we'll definitely crack. What do we draw? Karakas, okay. I think we get rid of the Rabblemaster now. We might as well crack this now. Means that Chandra is the only way to kill this Tireless Tracker for now. Ooh, this can be castable next turn. That's pretty awesome. Go to combat. Grid GM, I'll definitely check that out after stream. Rebel Master, okay. Mono Red Prison probably one of the better decks that came out with the London Mulligan, because you can just mulligan absurdly down to like a turn 1 Trinisphere or Chalice quite easily. I could play Sagada next turn, or I could just play Knight and Ramunap. Chalice for 1. Okay. Dryad Arbor. So we definitely play a land. Trigger. I think we definitely attack. Got to keep that clock going. And now we get to play Knight and Ramunap, which is a great blocker. Now they really need Chandra, and they just don't have it, so pretty lucky. Sagada can come out. I like Assassin's Trophy. I like Assassin's Trophy. I don't mind Batterskull. Everything else can stay out. Chalice on 1 really hurts Thoughtseize. Probably go down on a Swords. Prelate's really good on 4, so Prelate and Gaddock Teeg are still really good. Scryb Ranger's okay. Probably not the greatest here. Thalia can probably go down to 2. The first strike is still really relevant. Ramunap doesn't really matter here. Apologies. Zealous is interesting. I don't think we really need it. We have a lot of good answers for other things. Knight isn't that relevant here, but it can be a 4/4, which is a great like creature to have on the board. And sometimes we just need blockers. Knight can also get them if we do get rid of a Blood Moon effect and then Wasteland them off their like City of Traders or Ancient Tombs. So we're actually down cards here, so I might just bring back probably Ramunap. It's still a great blocker. And then maybe just the Swords, because a turn 1 Rebel Master is a way that they can win the deck, and with Qasali Pridemage and Knight in the deck, we're not too worried about Chalice. Just gonna lurk for an hour before going back to work. This hand is definitely a mulligan. We have 2 lands, but they're both wastelands, which is pretty rough. Again, pretty rough. We could go for a turn 1 basic forest. I don't love going down to 5, so I think we'll keep this, and we'll just drop down a wasteland. Could also drop down the Batterskull, but the Batterskull is a nice out to Blood Moon in a way. Yeah. We also have Stoneforge Mystic to go and search it anyway. Just really hope they don't go like City of Traders into Chrome Mox. Or Chrome Mox into City of Traders. Into Blood Moon. Okay, Chalice for 1's fine. We get to search for a basic here, which is nice. Could have also played Savannah into Mum, but of course Charles stops that. They're down to 1 card as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Wow, okay. I wonder what they kept. Hopefully not like Blood Moon in hand, for their sake. Even something like a Rebel Master next turn isn't the worst, because we do have a Scooze which blocks Rebel Master really well. Just waiting for my opponent. For those of you watching in Brisbane, Good Games Upper Macrovat are doing a 5-round Legacy event tonight from 6, which is very cool, with Game of Thrones after, if you haven't seen it yet. Oh, apologies. They've disconnected. Well, that's not great. I think for now we'll just go back over the list if you guys would like that. So it is Maverick with a Black Splash. We're trying out the 1 main deck of Raptor in the main deck, of course, this time. I've gone up to 3 Zealous Persecution for things like True Nemesis and Young Pyromancer. Cheeky Wig, thank you very much for the follow. Let me know where you're from. What you playing Legacy? Sorry guys. There's no Magic here in the UK. Interesting. I saw a I'll post it. A tournament report from the Pendrell Vale, I believe it's called. Let's have a quick look. These guys. Krita, welcome. Yeah, definitely check out those guys. They seem to have monthly Legacy. Ryu's and my angel, thank you very much for the follow. Let me know where you're from. What you play in Legacy. It looks like my opponent's disconnected for now, which is pretty rough. I think this game was going to be really interesting. That's what I thought too. I thought London has a really good Legacy scene. Unless you're further out. Oh, you're up in Canada? Ah, sweet. I actually just bought into Legacy as a loan deck. So if you have your list spare, I'd love to see it. Ah, you're in Leeds? Interesting. How are you liking the UK? Have you done much traveling around Europe yet? Or is that sort of something on the cards later on? If you guys do want to see the list that I'm playing, you can actually see the Cardboard Live functionality on the side, which is really cool. It's a free add-on, which is even better. I believe Goblin Lackey even uses it. I don't know why I just spoke like Jeff Hoogland then. So I think the only way to actually win this game is to get there. Is Queen Marseisa not on MTGO? It is on Moto, for sure. There you go. There are 4 available on Card Hoarder right now. It seems like a really sweet card. Queen Marcella is just like one of the sweetest cards in Legacy, especially with haste. And its ability to get back the crown is really like tasteful from the flavor effect. Oh, you did Spain, Portugal, and Germany? That's awesome. Yeah, it's pretty sweet how close Europe is to the UK, so you can get pretty cheap flights and then even just make like a weekend out of somewhere. Yeah, the card is very good against Jailer, for sure. Is Batterskull in sideboard good? Maybe 1 Garruk Gaddock instead and then Trophy out and 1 combo hate? Yeah, that's fair enough. I just couldn't find a place for Trophy in the main deck. If anything, it was like the place of Sagada. It's really just because I'm a D&T player coming to a Stoneforge deck that doesn't traditionally play Batterskull because you don't really need it. I still think it's worth it, especially with the new Mulligan rule. There's a lot of Eldrazi that I've been playing against, so Batterskull is pretty awesome against Eldrazi. But I think you could definitely change the deck list to be a bit more combo aggressive because we don't have a great game against fast combo. Gideon's really nice. Yeah, Light and Shadow is really nice as well. I don't mind the 3 equipments in the main deck, so Light and Shadow, Fire and Ice, and Jitte. Especially because Light and Shadow does gain you life as well, which can be relevant. Which is kind of where Batterskull's biggest strength is. Especially because you have access to Knights, Tireless Trackers, you have a really good beatdown plan already, you don't really need Batterskull and Maverick. But I think it's just a case of I'm not used to playing Stoneforge without it. Yeah, blocking Ledge is also a big deal. Especially if you put it on something like a Scryb Ranger. It does look like my opponent's disconnected and won't be coming back. Yeah, Canada Store O-Ring or Mindbreak Trap seem fine. O-Ring seems pretty good. I think Banishing Light is strictly better than O-Ring in Maverick because then your opponent can't destroy something of theirs, so you have to target something of yours. But I've definitely seen like it's Julian playing green-white playing 2 Banishing Light in the board, which seems really good. What if we do a giveaway? I'm pretty happy to do a giveaway. Let me find something to give away. Keep you guys entertained. Alright. I have I think it's a From the Vault Garruk Relentless that I'll give away. So we'll do a chat giveaway. Alright, if you guys want to type Garruk is OP in chat, I will send this off to you anywhere in the world, no matter where you are, to see how it goes, as a thank you for coming in. Pretty sweet card. I think it's pretty sweet against in Maverick in general. It can get rid of a card, a creature, and then flip as well. So Garruk Relentless is a 4-mana Planeswalker that comes in with 3 loyalty. No, shipping's not bad. It's about $3 for just regular shipping, which is pretty good. So when Garruk Relentless has 2 or fewer loyalty counters on him, you transform him. For 0, you can deal 3 damage to target creature, and then that creature deals damage back to it. You can create a 2/2 wolf creature as well. Oh, we're just going to win there. Okay. So we are 1-3. So I'll give you guys 20 more seconds to write in Garruk is OP to go in the running to win this Garruk Relentless. Just let me update the store score. Ah, it's the dual deck one. There we go. Thank you very much. You're on top of it. Nick getting in on it. All right. 10 seconds. 9 seconds. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, the winner is Nick Chomowski. You are the proud owner of a Garruk the Veil Cursed. And Garruk Relentless, so 2 cards in 1. Who can't be... I can't believe you got it. So congratulations, Nick Chomowski. You are the proud owner of a new Garruk Relentless. Alright, going into our last match. I'd love to win it. It's always a great feeling to go at least 2-3. Green-white would have been really good today. And it might even be worth running back with green-white. I also have a side project in the mix, which is a pretty website dedicated to Maverick, which is looking pretty good. We're definitely getting there with some content, which is awesome. Going over the different matchups, deck lists, content and articles and coverage, which hopefully should be out by the end of the month. Oh, missed it. My bad. My bad. I'm very sorry there. Oh, waiting for my opponent to join. Okay. Did we get it? We did. There we go. Achilles 27. I swear I've played against Achilles before. Maverick. Haha, the mirror. This hand's fine. We'll keep this. Haha. Birds is fine. I could get really aggressive here and try to wasteland them out, but I think I'm pretty happy here to actually just go after birds. The mana accelerant in the mirror is pretty good. Yeah, I will definitely bolt the bird. Mum Cradle, okay. So here we can even go Wasteland. Hit their Savannah. And then Swords the Mum. Now they don't have a land drop that's actually going to... Unless they have a land and then another creature. Ooh, that's pretty good for us. Let's fetch for a basic. And play Scooze. It's a pretty great start for us. Mum. Definitely attack first. You're playing versus Maverick, aka a deck that does nothing without 3 mana in play. Let's fetch. I'm pretty happy here just to get our planes. Play Mum and then play Thalia. Thalia can also stop their Green Sun Zenith plane if they have Green Suns in hand, so... I mean, even something like a Knight here is pretty good, but we do have Scooze to eat their lands. mum of their own, okay. Library, nice. We do have Knight of Autumn for library, which is sweet. Noble. So I think we definitely attack for 2 here. I might go and get the Bayou just so we have access to the black mana. But also have green for Screws. Destroy this. Play this. Pass. Another mum. Okay. Something like a sword here would be really good. Oh, their own Screws. Okay. This is getting stupid pretty fast. Knight. We have no good attacks. So I think we might just keep up Screws for now. I think Scryb Ranger is probably the best card we can draw into because it's at least a flyer. Stoneforge. Stoneforge is pretty good. Yeah, I think we just concede to this most likely. Can't block. That's gonna be fine. We get to eat it at least. Wonder if we can nearly just attack through with everything. Birds does nothing, sadly. That's going to be fine because now we can actually eat it before damage. Go down to 5. I'm gonna keep the birds in hand just in case they might think I have Swords to Plowshares still. Yeah, Mum and Jitte is pretty bad. We'll take it. It's interesting that they played the Knight first, because they could have played it second main and then used that 2 mana to actually equip the Jitte to another creature, which I think is probably more relevant than eating 2 lands. You're gonna kill the Knight. Okay. Okay, we might as well go to eat it. At least try to eat it. Swords. A little bit too late. Yeah. Double Mum and Jitte is pretty rough. Can't beat that. But we do have some good cards to take out. We can take out Prelate. We can take out Gaddock Teeg. We can take out our 3 Thalias. We can bring in Zealous Trophy. I don't know how good Thoughtseize is. I think that's a pretty good trade there, so I'm pretty happy just to play this back. Batterskull seems okay. Maybe it's better than Ghost Quarter. Going down to 21 lands. I think I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, if anything, it's just another threat. And at least another color. So they can't just give pro white and pro green to get through. They have to give pro black as well. It sounds pretty sweet. We'll keep this. I'm going to assume my opponent's on green-white. So here is an interesting line. I kind of want to go Mum first. It only gives them 1 out of having swords on the opener. Okay. Interesting. So we can Wasteland this if we want. Trophy. Yeah, I think I just might go Noble and then Wasteland their Dryad Arbor. It just sets them back a turn, which is nice. Ooze is fine. Sylvan Library. I don't mind Sylvan Library here. Knight's also pretty good because it means next turn we might be able to get in. Knight's definitely making the most of our mana. So Knight's pretty much turned off by Screws for now. Library lets us dig a little bit deeper. Yeah, I think I do still like just going out with Knight here. It allows us to also get Cradle next turn if we need it. There's another of their own, which isn't too bad with this Assassin's Trophy in hand. Stoneforge. So we have access to 6 mana, 3, and then Cradle is another 3. So we could go Library, Trophy, and Stoneforge in this turn, which I don't mind. I think I want to hit that Knight. Yeah, I want to keep them off mana. Screws is annoying because they can actually turn it into a real threat and also make Knight less of a threat, but here we can at least... We'll get Jitte, and then we'll cast Sylvan Library. Getting a Plains, interesting. Maybe they don't run another forest. They've already played a land, so they can't hit this Cradle, which is nice. So Jitte is definitely online next turn. Yeah, they're just going to concede. I still like this list. Going back, there's no real changes that I'd make on the play or on the draw. One sec, let's look at his hand. Hand's not too bad, but it is pretty slow. I think I like mulliganing this. It's really a nothing hand, and getting any green creatures here isn't that relevant. I'd rather have access to something like Stoneforge Mystic or a Swords to Plowshares effect. This hand's pretty good. The Cradle's a little bit dead, and we only have a 1-lander, but I think we'll keep it and probably drop the Knight, maybe the Trophy. Oh, they are the black mana. They are the black one. They are the black version. Verdant, okay. I think we'll definitely Swords here. I could also Green Suns myself off of Savannah for Dryad Arbor, which I don't mind. I think because I've gone down to 6, I'm pretty happy to hit their mana early on. You kind of just always have to keep them off at least their 3-drop. I mean, that could have been the only white source they had. They're gonna Thoughtseize us, okay. Probably taking Green Suns and then wasting us. I think Verdant Pass is fine. We can even just get 2 basics and play Qasali. Green Suns for 1, okay. Library's pretty good. Let's get those basics. Plains. Forest. Library. Knight's gonna be fine. Alright. Verdant. Sword, nice. Okay, let's put back this. And then pay for this. Savannah's fine. Swords the Knight. Play Qasali. Green Suns for 3. Maybe for Night to blow up the Sylvan Library. Yeah. Okay. Noble. Okay. Swing for 4. We can also hold up Qasali Pridemage, which is kind of nice here. Tracker's a pretty good draw. It doesn't look like they got a land, but... Oh, Knight ourselves. Doesn't mean much. I think I'm pretty happy here to attack with the Qasali and then hold up the Knight hitting their Cradle. I could play the Knight as a 4/3, but I'm pretty happy to keep it for now, just to see if I can snag an equipment. Mum's pretty good. I'm going to assume that was their draw, so they're going to attack here for sure. Batterskull. I think we definitely attack first. I think we play Batterskull first. Green Suns for 2. Qasali or Scryb Ranger? Maybe Scooze? Okay, Scryb Ranger. Ah, it helps with the tracker. It also means they get double activations off the Mother of Runes. Zealous Persecution would be sweet. We don't have black mana for it, but that shouldn't matter. Ramunap.
They can return the Bayou, of course. There's no great attacks. We nearly have to play this Knight of Autumn just to gain life. Because next turn they can attack for 5. Oh, they can't give Pro everything because we have 3 colors, luckily. I think we just have to pass. Sadly. We can't really attack with any of our creatures. Yeah. This is where Scryb Ranger is pretty amazing. Screws is pretty good. I really just need like a Zealous Persecution. That doesn't do anything. He missed lethal? I'm trying to think how we can get through with creatures, because he has to give pro black, pro white, and pro green to be able to get through for lethal, I believe. All I want is Zealous. All I want is Zealous. Gideon. Ooh. What does that do? What does that do? So we can play Windswept Heath. We can go down to 3. Oh, that's very true. I didn't even think of that. Pro Black here is interesting because I can hopefully just equip the Noble to the Batterskull and get through. But I guess we'll see. Okay. I think I have to play this. I can blow up a clue, or I can gain life. I think I'd rather blow up a clue. So I can play this Wasteland from the yard, from here. Hit their white source. They're gonna float white. We're gonna pass. They're gonna Zealous. Ugh. I think I float greens here. So if I equip here and it's 11/11, and they could block with most of their creatures to kill the knight. Exalted makes it 12, 5, 10, yeah. I've already played a Wasteland for turn. This is going to be fine. I think I attack first anyway just to get the 3 life. That's going to be fine. Oh, did I pass? Please no. Oh, I did. That's rough. Misclick. Clue cracking is fine. Looks like you're gonna miss a land drop, so we might as well. Do I want to return Batterskull? Or equip it next turn tonight? I think I want to equip it next turn tonight. Mum's pretty good. I kind of wish I played Tabernacle in this deck now. Dicebox, welcome to chat. Yeah, I haven't played D&T for a little while. Would be nice to go back to it. So we get the win, but sadly we go 2-3, which isn't the greatest. We had some pretty close games though, and the list was pretty fun. Please don't. I think if anything I'll go back to Eldrazi. That deck was pretty fun. Especially with the new Mulligan rule, I think Eldrazi would be pretty fun to play. And see how that goes. But that is it. A huge thank you for you guys for coming in and watching. Of course, if you are Australian and want any of these cards, you should definitely check out mtgmate.com.au. You can get 5% off singles with Doogs as the code. They have a really good range of cards, really great prices. They also have a really cool visual buy list, which you should check out. Also, if you want these cards online, you should check out Card Hoarder, because they also sponsor me. Card Hoarder probably are the premier online resource for cards. Really good pricing structure. Still waiting for the Miracle stream. I've got to get to it, don't I? I got to get to it. Rob, I knew it was you. Dicebox gave it away. You only use Card Hoarder for MTGO? Very cool. Yeah, I think maybe this Batterskull could go, and we could play something like Garruk. I think Garruk is great against Miracles. I think it's great in the mirror. There's a lot of matches where it's really good. The one-off Abrupt Decay in the main deck didn't really get hit. We didn't really see it, which is pretty rough. But yeah, until next time, if you guys do want to see my streams post-stream, I do play them on YouTube, so you can find my link below. I usually put out some notices on Twitter as well, if you want to catch me on Twitter. Yeah, Batterscale did win me that game as well. But if it was Garruk, I think Garruk would have done pretty well as well. The Zealous Persecutions definitely came in handy just to have as an out. But like sort of Light and Shadow would have been really good there as well, I believe. It's just a shame there's not many good flyers. I can't wait for the new Sagada to get unbugged so we can start playing that. Because I think new Sagada is so good in this deck. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a 4/5 flyer for 5 mana. You and humans you control have a hexproof, and then for 2 mana you can exile a card from your graveyard and create a 1/1 human soldier creature token with hexproof. Which kind of acts as like mum number 4. It just seems really good against things like Burn, Storm, Game 1. If we do get the chance to actually Green Suns for it, it can just win on the spot. It's also a little bit better than the other Sagada against Baleful Strix, because you can make use of its ability. So the bug is that when you play Sagada, your creatures don't get hexproof, and you don't get hexproof. It just doesn't work, which is pretty rough. But I believe they're fixing that on the 24th, so this Wednesday. So that is it. It looks like everyone's pretty much offline, so I don't have anyone to raid. But a huge thank you. I'll be back on Thursday night because Wednesday night is maintenance. You can catch me on Twitter until then, or YouTube. It's me Dudes on Twitch. Thank you very much for coming in. All the best for your Mondays. I'll see you next time.